Hey guys, welcome back to Subnautica. I know it's kind of weird to do it twice in the same week, but I'm doing something a bit different. As my one-off, I'm not actually going to be playing Subnautica. I'm probably not going to leave this chair for most of the video. So, what I am going to do though is I'm going to go through my logs. I've got like butt tons of stuff that I have unlocked, and I've got logs at the wazoo. I've got a bunch of these data bank stuff that I haven't read at all, and it's annoying, and it's just piling up, and I want to be able to catch you up on the story, and I want to catch me up on the story because I'm not entirely sure what's going on. But I'm going to spend this episode reading, so you can basically just skip this if you don't care about the lore much, because it's just going to be half an hour of me reading. So let's start with advanced theories. Alien eggs. Evidence suggests that a substantial number, if not all, of the local species reproduce through egg laying. Eggs can be found resting on the seafloor, buried beneath detritus, or even wedged into cracks in the rock. Different species likely favor different biomes as their nesting grounds. Eggs discovered in the wild are in some form of natural stasis, likely awaiting ideal conditions in which to hatch, or the delivery of some vital enzyme which will kickstart the process. It is impossible to calculate the species of the egg from the exterior, however it may be possible to stimulate a hatching response if an egg is relocated to a suitable alien containment unit. Interesting. So they're laying eggs, but the eggs aren't hatching. There's something missing, and the eggs just aren't hatching yet. Maybe because it's the disease. The disease is like preventing them from hatching because they don't want to get infected or something. I've already seen that one. I'm gonna skip over the ones that I have already done, but I'll start doing some of these audio logs.
I'm not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
I was in the chair for cool reasons, but I'm gonna stand up because it's blocking part of the logs. So this guy, Medical Officer Danby, is not actually a doctor. He got the alien disease and he's probably dead. So serves him right for lying. Don't lie, people. Stay in school. Don't cheat the exams, or else you end up like this guy, dying of an alien disease with no idea how to treat it. Okay. Ep.5.5, the emissary.
Live pod launch sequence initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one. On and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
So his life pod didn't land so well.
How's his log? It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
So, yeah, this is the cafeteria guy. He runs the cafeteria. He was in Life Pod 17. He didn't make it, as usual. Second Officer Keen's voice log. No, we already listened to this one. Life Pod 3.
You really think it'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular Sea Glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cell rigged to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this?
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
So they rigged up a Sea Glide to go better and faster, and it didn't work out so well, I think. I found a Sea Glide fragment right outside their pod, so I'm assuming it overloaded immediately.
To any Altera crew. Landed in area of significant alien activity. Encountered predators in the Leviathan class, highly aggressive. Spectroscope scanner assigned species designator Reaper. One specimen attempted to swallow the life pod, doing extensive damage in the process. Only viable option is to make for the safety of the Aurora crash site. I've retrieved a data box with the creature decoy and enough resources to fabricate a couple of them. The swim's longer than the decoy lifetime, but it should just be enough to keep them busy. If you don't find me on board the ship, presume I miscalculated.
So this is actually the one that I missed and got in the last episode. So, Reaper. There's some sort of Reaper. Is that... I'm not sure if I've already seen those and just didn't know what they were called or not. I'm not sure, but it tried to eat the life pod, which means it's pretty dang big, and that thing was pretty dang big. So they tried to swim for the crash site, and they either didn't make it and got eaten, or they did make it, and the crabs ate them. So that's bad.
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you drowned. Put the flare down. I was going to try and attract someone's attention. That's not a distress flare. Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Oh. Okay. They got blown up because they were using something that wasn't a distress flare. I don't think they literally lit a stick of dynamite, but they caught the fuel line. It was some sort of torch or something. I don't know. That sucks for them.
I've tried everything. The analysis circuits on the fabricator are fried. Can barely manufacture the most basic of materials. Want a battery? Here, have a children's toy. Need deep-sea diving equipment? Have some lab tech. Hungry? I'll turn that fruit into dust for you. I'm going forward with trial and error. I hit every button here has got to make something useful eventually.
Something tells me it made something that wasn't useful. So now on to codes and clues. We've got the alien facility locations, and I want to put a more of a good read on this. Background data regarding further alien facilities elsewhere on the planet. So there's the disease research facility at 800 meters. That's probably going to be the next one I'm going to be able to reach. I don't know how deep the Cyclops can go, but it might be able to reach that. Cave system with extensive fossil records southwest of enforcement platform. Live specimen study. Synthesis of antidote for highly infectious bacterium designated Kara. Is that that's the name of the disease on the planet, I guess. I don't actually know where that is. 800 meters is pretty dang deep, and it's southwest of the enforcement platform. I don't know where that is. I think I actually flew over it, quote unquote flew over it. I submarined over it in the last episode, yesterday's episode, but I couldn't go deep enough because I can only go to 300, so it might be down there. Who knows? Then there's the thermal power facility at 1,200 meters, which is even deeper. Something tells me I'm going to need the prawn to go that deep. Inside an extensive natural rock formation in an area of intense volcanic activity. Function: generate energy for all local facilities. So it's one giant thermal power plant, very deep. I'm going to have to... doesn't say where in relation to anything else, so I guess I'm going to have to find that out on myself. Data corrupted for Sanctuary A, Sanctuary B, Offsite Laboratory, Primary Containment Facility. I'm going to have to look around for those, I guess. In the event of an outbreak, quarantine procedures will be automatically enforced with immediate effect. The quarantine enforcement platform will target all incoming and outgoing craft to prevent the spread of infection off-world. Okay, let's start at the Bart Torgles log.
I thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out of the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment.
Yeah, those things are terrifying.
Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. Learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories, shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crab snakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies.
So those things in the caves down below are called crab snakes. Interesting. They look like snakes, but I'm not sure where the whole crab part comes from. Yeah, and I definitely saw them hiding in those mushrooms.
Something incredible just happened. Since we're down here, I had this plan to build equipment and study the life forms we were encountering, but I didn't have enough enameled glass. So, I started looking for a natural substrate that would strengthen the glass we have, and those stalker teeth we've been finding fit the bill. Only, well, we needed more. That's when Marguerite got interested. She actually listened to me, more than I can say for Father, and I worked up the courage to talk about my more tentative theories. When I told her they were attracted to metal deposits, that their teeth get dislodged when they pick them up, her eyes narrowed and she dashed out of the room. 3 hours later, she came back, her pack loaded down with stalker teeth. I asked her about it. She shrugged and said my theories were good. Said she had the meeting out of the palm of her hand. I think she meant it literally. She is incredible. She went out to the kelp forest armed with just a heat blade and went fin to fin with a pack of stalkers. On the one hand, that is the coolest thing I have ever heard. On the other, well, I hope the stalkers didn't come off worse than Marguerite did. She had a huge gash on her forearm. I don't think things went as smoothly as she made out. And what's the point in surviving here if we have to kill everything that makes it so wonderful? I wish I knew more about these animals, but Father won't let me leave the habitat. Maybe with all this glass, we could build a containment unit and get up close to them.
Yeah, the stalker teeth. Actually, my thing on that. That's how I made the enameled glass that's in my inventory currently going to be used for the Cyclops. Apparently, when they pick up the metal stuff that they like to pick up, it dislodges their teeth, and I can literally just scan for stalker teeth and see like there's one over there, it's right there, and there's like they're everywhere. It'll find more eventually, but there's more than one, trust me. Or at least there was. Maybe I picked them all up, but yeah. And that's the HUD chip, so I don't have to use the camera anymore to see them, which is amazing. But anyway, back to reading.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
So something tells me this doesn't occur immediately after this one. I'm guessing it's somewhere after this. So I'm guessing they went to the caves, the jelly shroom caves underneath me. Then they went deeper, which is where I'm trying to go in the next episode. And then they they died. Bart came back, and he's getting sick, and bad things happen.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators, fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship, and your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
I think I listened to that one and listened to this one already. He goes to deal with the planets that are flooding. I don't have number 3. I'm thinking I missed it somewhere or it's not here. But I've seen this one too, so number 6.
We're already 200 meters below sea level. You want to go deeper?
Look around us, Chief. Water leaking through the hull, water outside the hatch. We're drowning real slow. If rescue arrives, whatever shot us down, it's gonna do it again and again until it's shut off. You see an off switch around here, Chief?
Why would it any more likely be half a kilometer down?
Your kid found something on the scanner. There's something down there. Something that shouldn't be.
You're mad.
I'm going all the same, and I've an idea you two are gonna follow. But if you do, be mindful. Your authority stopped at sea level.
So yeah, I think Marguerite was right. Whatever came after them, rescue came. The Aurora came to rescue. The rescue got shot down. The Aurora was shot down by the thing, and then the Sunbeam came to rescue the Aurora, and it got shot down. So it needs to be shut off, otherwise the cycle will just continue. So I guess I'm picking up where they left off. Who am I wonder?
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Bart, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degazi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years. You know what Maida told me today? She wants to build a habitat 500 meters below sea level, more than a kilometer northeast of here. And she needs Bart and I to do it. She's got it into her head that she can save us if she just acts recklessly enough. But I've hauled Star Wars to Neptune, Plasteel to the Federation. This family operates 9 different mining colonies across the Ariadne Arm. Maida thinks she's better suited to lead. Her contract still says otherwise. But I just cannot damn well tell whether it's the stupidest idea I ever heard, or my only hope. I turned 80 years old last week. I thought I had another 80 in me, but marooned on this planet, there's no swapping out of my liver when the old one fails. Here, I'm mortal. And Maida is useful. So, it's my responsibility to make a decision. Return to the island and hope whatever knocked the Dagazi out of the sky won't do the same to the rescue ship. Or take us deeper in search of answers. And all the while be hoping old age gets me before the sea monsters do. I'll give Maida just one thing. She was right about these caves. There's enough lithium there to fabricate 100 tons of plasteel. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. There was nothing anyone could have done to avoid crashing here. But I was right to order the detour. If we get off this planet, they'll be talking about the Torgal share price on the other side of the Federation.
Unfortunately, they did not get off the planet. So now it's my plasteel. Operation logs. The black box data initiated slingshot maneuver around 4546B, high velocity energy pulse, emergency distress signal. Yeah, I've heard that one. So, an interesting thing, life pods 1 to 25 launched successfully. So far, I've only found like 12 of them. So there's supposedly, like here, if I go to my beacon manager, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only found 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've only found 5. Only 5 life pods, and I've got the 6th. So there's 19 more life pods out there. Who knows where? Oh no, emergency bounce backs received from 8 life pods on planet surface. Human life signs detected over long range at T+8 hours. 1, that's me. Personnel unaccounted for. Non-essential systems maintenance chief Riley Robinson. Unaccounted for. I'm not sure if that means like they don't know if they're dead or not, in which case like if there's no way of knowing where they are and they aren't dead, if being dead is knowable and counts as being accounted for, which I'm assuming it does, that means I'm Riley Robinson, non-essential systems maintenance chief, which kind of explains how I know how to do all this random stuff. But if that's just like we don't know where they are, we don't know where they died, then it's not me. So I'm guessing for the time being, I'm just going to assume that I'm non-essential systems maintenance chief Riley Robinson. So that's me. Yeah. If rescue solution received at T+8 hours to high priority terminal and captain's quarters. So if that was the thing where they were talking about like sandwiches, I'd scroll down, but I don't know how far down is it. Yeah, it's right here. This one where they're talking about sandwiches. They beamed it to the code. Um, That means I'm the only person alive at T+8 hours, which must, I don't know, I'm not sure what to make of this. Monitoring equipment failed at T+13 hours. Okay, there's the drive core shielding breach. I fixed that. VR suite log. Oh yeah, I've read this before. Altera Alms pamphlet. Charity is an archaic concept which the realism of today's Alterans has rendered obsolete. We understand that we are each responsible for ourselves, but the best way to get the most for ourselves is to work together with the Altera. The implication of this reasoning is clear. If someone is in need, they must find a way to be needed. Altera Alms is a training academy for those that need to be needed. We're not a charity because we don't ask for handouts. We prefer to think of ourselves as a philanthropic beneficence facilitation service promoting synergy between employer and workforce. AA operates on a lottery system. AA being Altera Arms, I'm assuming. Alms, not arms. Altera Alms. Yeah. On a lottery system, by investing any number of credits, you will be entered into our prize draw. Larger investments yield higher chances of winning. Your credits will go toward training unskilled colonists in vital tasks, such as maintenance and interpersonal skills. The colonists receive this training voluntarily and free of charge, on condition of a minimum contract with one of our investors on completion of their training. Okay. I only scanned a few of these things. I'll have to scan more stuff, but it's hard to get close to anything dangerous. Oh, there's a little threat level readout. Interesting. So this is non-threatening at all. Jelly ray. Species is adapted to low-light environments with a translucent, luminescent body. The luminescent body, the adaptation may help to light up the surrounding area for foraging, ward away predators, and identify the organism to others of its kind. Light sensitivity. Smaller creatures have been seen swimming in the jelly ray's wake to take advantage of the light source for their own ends, and the ray itself will approach light sources, perhaps mistaking them for others of its own species. Inedible. Rabbit ray. Herbivorous aquatic life form, rabbit rays appear to live serene and solitary lives with few predators, a natural sense of curiosity, and awesomely poisonous flesh. That's a way to describe it. Twin orange appendages mounted on the head, sense vibration in the water. That's those things. Oh, it gives little marks. 1, 2, so this is the undulating wings. Markedly similar method of transportation to that of Earth rays. Zero genetic resemblance detected, suggesting these two species independently developed similar solutions to their environmental circumstances. Evidence indicates its large, side-facing eyes are relatively recent adaptations. It is likely there are related ray species in other environmental biomes on the planet. Inedible, but harmless. Skyray. I managed to scan one of those earlier. Skyray has a bird-like head and feathered wings which enable it to fly. Skyrays are commonly found circling floating structures and rarely venture far out to sea. They will perch on dry land but are prone to flee on approach. Wings. Although its wings give it some resemblance in silhouette to the waterborne rays on 4546b, analysis shows no greater genetic overlap with those species than the planetary average. In fact, the Skyray appears to have split off the evolutionary tree much earlier than most. Diet largely seed-based, Skyrays have not been observed diving for food, which implies they rely on land-based plants for their survival. Presence may indicate nearby dry land. Okay. Small herbivores. Bladderfish. This unusual herbivore appears to be mostly defenseless and bears little resemblance to the other life forms around it. Semi-permeable bladder. Bladderfish is able to filter air and seawater into its body cavity through a unique membrane which surrounds its spine like a bladder. This allows it to remove and consume organic particulate caught on the way and adjust its buoyancy. Open-ended vascular tubing can be angled and contracted to pump out water and achieve low-velocity guided propulsion. Largely oblivious to threats, practically immobile at night, only identified defense mechanism is that it's composed almost entirely of water, air, and cartilage. Edible, oxygen may be retrieved from the bladder and added to tanks on consumption. Membrane has applications as a natural water filter. Boomerang. Herbivore encountered in large numbers, found to frequent shallow waters and move in schools. Serrated teeth suggest adaptation for grinding corals and other herbivores are unable to digest. Twin fins. Unusually, the species' two fins are cartilaginous extension of its skeleton. They are prone to damage and provide superior propulsion, but are harder to grow back. The bright blue tips are in fact the ends of its digestive tract, where the luminescence of the corals it consumes is most focused. Most active during daylight hours and prone to flee on approach, the boomerang can be more easily observed at night when its luminescence gives it away and it seeks the shelter of the seabed. Hoverfish. Small, cautious herbivore commonly found in kelp-rich environments. Charged footpads. 6 unique limb appendages feature charged pads capable of ionizing the surrounding water. The hoverfish uses this ability to maintain its position against the current as it feeds from kelp and lichen. Interesting. Oculus. I read this one already. It's a deep peep. Huh. It's a deeper peeper. Ha ha ha. And I read the peeper lore already. I love this. I love how it gives you like the scientific breakdown of all the species. So reefback leviathan. I read this one already. It's a excess of 30 meters long, designated leviathan class, but it feeds exclusively on plankton life forms in the water. Scavengers and parasites. I read the bleeder. I read the cave crawler. I've read the floater. I read those. So that's all. That's all my data. But it would be this would be a pretty darn boring episode if that was all I did, just read. So what I'm gonna do is something very stupid. And yeah, I get it. So first of all, I'm gonna put all of the stuff I need to make the Cyclops away so I don't accidentally lose it. And in between episodes, or maybe just off camera in the last episode, I don't actually remember, I made this thing, the stasis rifle. Freezes physical objects in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stasis rifle, and it looks freaking sick, and I'm going to take my scanner, and I'm going to take my Seamoth, and I'm going to try and scan that giant thing I saw earlier. Because damn it, I want to know what that thing was. So first, I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna test it out on the crab snakes down here.
All systems online.
So we'll see how this thing works. Oh, hello. Gotcha. Get scanned. Crab snake. Alright, I got it. Oh god, I can't move the sea moth! No! Oh, it's shrinking. Okay. Go, let's go. Up, up, up. Alright, alright, alright. That was fun. That was cool. Alright, let's read that. First carnivore I've scanned. Crab snake. Threat level high. This life form appears to live in symbiosis with the local flora. All encountered specimens have been located within 50 meters of jellyshroom flora, frequently within the plants themselves. The crab snake has 2 pairs of fangs and 1 larger claw on either side. It plunges these claws into its prey, locking them in place while the inner jaw tears through the flesh. Ugh. Jellyshrooms provide the perfect lair from which to ambush their prey and protect their young. The presence of crab snakes likely deters herbivores from feeding on the jellyshroom itself, thus ensuring the relationship continues. Crab snakes display territorial behavior when threatened, patrolling the cave systems in which they reside. Assessment avoid. Okay, so now I'm going to go after that big thing. In, heck, I might even go after one of those, electric eel things. Okay, this is probably a terrible idea. I missed. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Got your head. Reaper Leviathan. Come on, get the scan. Okay, okay. Go, 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 go. It's still stuck in there. I got its head. Okay, let's get out. Go, 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 let's be gone. Leviathans. Reaper Leviathan. Threat level, you can't go much higher than that. Leviathan-class species are vast organisms at the top of their respective food chains. This species is a streamlined hunter with highly developed senses, powerful mandibles, capable of locking prey in place with its 4 powerful mandibles and drawing it within reach of its jaws. Simulated pressure exceeds Seamoth crush resistance. Oh. Looks like on the picture here, it could crush danger. It's going to try and crush the Seamoth, which it looks like it can do. It definitely could do that. Deep roar emitted by the Reaper at regular intervals is effectively sonar. If you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. Ah, okay. Scan specimen measured 55 meters long, observed circling its prey and attacking from behind. This creature is almost all muscle, very little brain, no sense of morality, just muscle, synapses, and teeth. Motivational notes: congratulations on getting close enough to scan it and living to see the results. Extreme threat, avoid in all circumstances. So if it's going to try and crush my Seamoth, I'm guessing that's what the perimeter defense system is for. It takes a wiring kit and polyaniline. So I will see you guys next week when we pick up again and get to work going deeper with that Cyclops. See ya.